Good morning. In the last session, we discussed about the arrays. What is an array? Types of arrays, and we practiced two programs on array. Today, we are going to discuss how to access an array elements and two-dimensional arrays, three-dimensional arrays, and how to initialize an array, how to access an array elements. Two-dimensional array, an array whose elements are specified by two subscripts, is called a two-dimensional array. In the last session, we discussed one-dimensional array. The one-dimensional array consists one subscript. Here, two-dimensional array consists two subscripts. The general form of two-dimensional array is data type, variable name or array name, size within the square brackets, and size within the square brackets. In the one-dimensional array, we write only one size. Here we have two size attributes are there. One size is indicated number of rows. The second one is indicated columns, number of columns of that array. Just like a matrix, we will write a matrix in the rows and column wise, number of rows and number of columns. We will see one simple program using two-dimensional array. Hash include stdio.h main function int a of 2 2. The array is declared here. The array name is a. The size of the array is 2 comma 2. The array data type is integer, comma declared variable I and j. For I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Within the for loop, we are writing one more for loop. This is called nested loops. For j is equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Within the inner for loop, we are writing if condition I equals to j, a of I comma j is equal to 1. Else a of I of j is equal to 0. Inner for loop is closed, outer for loop is closed. Here int is the data type, 2 A of 2 comma 2 is the array size. For I is equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. For j is equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Printf percentage %d a of I comma j. Printf \n for getting the new line. The output is 1011. This is the expected output. To print identity matrix, we use this code. If you observe the logic, here in the inner for loop, if I equals to j, whenever I value and j value equals, then we are initializing a of I comma j element equals to 1. If you take the a 2 by 2 array, the row value and column value equals to 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. In the second row 1 0 1 1. The two elements 2 times the I value and j value is equals. That's why it is giving in the first element of the array the 0th row and 0th column. 0 0, it is stored as 1, and second row 1 comma 1 column, that is the second column subscripted as 1 1 1, that is initialized as 1. Now we will execute this program in the Turbo C compiler. Open the Turbo C++ compiler. In the last class, we got an error. While you are practicing this program, printing the prices of book prices of 5 books, it is printed garbage value because we forgot this ampersand symbol in the last session. That's why we got the error. So add this ampersand while you are reading the data and storing that values in the particular array position. Now save the program, compile the program. The compilation is successful with 0 errors, and run the program. It will ask enter book 1 price 235. Enter book 2 price 564. Enter book 3 price 784. Enter book 4 price 996. Enter book 5 price 875. Now, after reading the book 1 price up to book 5 price, 5 books prices, it is printing the 5 books prices as it is. This is the one-dimensional array program. In the last session, we got error because we forgot this I'm percentage while we are reading the data. This is the mistake we did in the last session. Due to the time we unable to solve in the last session. Observe this same program here. In this program we are initialized one dimensional array, that is the b underscore price. The size of the array 5 and the elements, the integer variable I comma j are declared, and these variables are used for altering the loops. For loops, in the first for loop, for I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. This for loop is repeatedly executed 5 times. The first for loop, it repeatedly executes the statements, and it will ask to enter the price of the books 5 times. We will enter that 5 books prices, and that is stored in the b underscore price array. The size of the array is 5. It is capable to store 5 integer elements. After storing that data in the b underscore price array, in the next second for loop, we are using the altering variable j equals to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. We are in this for loop, second for loop, the printf statement is used to print the each book price on the screen. This loop is repeatedly executed 5 times. By using this second for loop, we are printing the 5 books prices that are stored in the b underscore price array. Here we are accessing the data. We are entering the data into the array, and we are reading the data from the array. Once again, we will see the output. This is the user screen. We entered 5 books prices, book 1, book 2 up to book 5 prices with help of the keyboard, and after entering these 5 books prices, we are printing the 5 book prices. We are entering the data, we are storing the data into array, and we are reading the data from the array. Now we will execute a program that illustrates the two-dimensional array. How we will declare the two-dimensional array, and how we will access the data from the two-dimensional array. For that, click on the file menu, new, then it opens the new file. In that, type the program and declare a two-dimensional array. Hash include stdio.h main function int a of 2 2 comma 2. This is the integer array. Array name is a. Declared the size of the array is 2 by 2. I comma j, two integer variables are declared. For I is equal to 0 semicolon I less than 2 semicolon I plus plus beginning of the for loop. Within the for loop again we are going to write one more for loop. This is called nested loops. In this for loop j is equal to 0 semicolon j less than 2 semicolon j plus plus. Within the inner for loop we are writing if. We will differentiate the loops if I equals to row value equals to column value, then you will write, you will assign that variable, that array element as 1 is equal to 1. Otherwise else a of I j is equal to 0. This is the simple program. By using this for loops we are assigning the values, initializing the values to the array elements. By using the third for loop, this for loop is used to print the array elements. I is equal to 0 semicolon I less than 2 semicolon I plus plus. This for j is equal to 0 semicolon j less than 2 semicolon j plus plus. Printf percentage d comma a of I comma j. It prints the element of the particular array. Printf backslash n semicolon end of the for loop, end of the main function. This is the program. Now save the program. Array 3.c. Compile the program. Compilation is successful without errors. Now run the program. Completed, executed the program. Now we will see the output 0 1 0 1 0. This is. Now we will make some modifications. We will write clr scr to clear the screen. CLR, SCR, and Alt F. One zero 1 0. This is the output. This is the expected output. Whenever the row and column value is equals, then it is assigning the 1. If the row and column value are not equal, it is assigning the element value 0. This is the program to print identity matrix. Now we will close this compiler and we will see how to initialize the array elements, okay, and three-dimensional arrays, how they. The three-dimensional array, an array whose elements are specified by three subscripts, is called a three-dimensional array. The syntax of the three-dimensional array is data type, variable name or array name. First, there are three subscripts. The first subscript indicates rows, number of rows. The second subscript indicates number of columns, and the third subscript size indicates number of levels of that two-dimensional arrays. Accessing array elements. How array elements can be accessed? By using the subscript, we access the array elements. We can also call it as a index number or subscript with an array name. To assign a value from outside the array by using the assignment operator, we will assign the values to the array by using the assignment operator with the array name and the index number of particular position. Example of accessing array elements. Matrix is a one array, two-dimensional array, two subscripts are there, 0 of 3, 0 comma 3 equals to 1. The value 1 is assigned to the element at first row and fourth column. Here, the values of 1 is assigned to the element at first row and fourth column. If you observe the subscript or index of the array, 0 is there and 3 is there. But we are saying first row and fourth column because the array index it begins from 0. The first row begins from 0. The first column begins from 0. That's why we are saying that is the first row. 0 is the first row. It indicates first row, and 3 will indicates the fourth column. Here, if you observe in the figure, 0 is the first row. In the first row, third column, the third index becomes fourth column. 0 is the first column, 1 second, 2 third column, 3 fourth column. The one is stored in this place. Here, this is the in this place one is stored at 0 and third. Array initialization. Array elements can be initialized within their declaration statements in the same manner as variable. Up to now, we declared the variables and we initialized the variable values. In the same way, we can also initialize the array elements or array values. The initialization elements must be included within the curly braces, whereas the single variables we use assignment operator and we will declare and assign the values to the variables. But array is a similar type of elements that can share a common name. To group these elements, we use curly braces. In between these curly braces, we will write the all the elements which you want to store. The general form of initialization of array. Data type, the variable name or array name, size is equal to, within the curly braces we will write list of values or list of elements of the array, semicolon. This is the one-dimensional array format. The values in the list are separated by commas. Example, int a of 5. If you declared an integer variable, integer array a of size 5 is capable to store 5 integer elements. These 5 elements are assigned, initialized by using the assignment operator, and these elements are written in between the curly braces. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. These 5 elements are initialized to the array A. These values are stored in the array A. In the first place, the first element is 2, second element is 3, third element is 5, fourth element is 6, fifth element is 7. These elements are stored chronological order, sequentially. If there are more elements, then it stores only 5 elements in the array. It ignores the excess elements. If there are less elements rather than the declared size of array, it fills with the garbage values. Suppose you enter 3 values only out of 5 values, then the array takes the 3 values and the remaining 2 positions are 0. For example, int a of 5, 2, 3, 5, the array takes int a of 5 is equal to 2, 3, 5, 0, 0. It initializes the remaining positions are 0. The simple program using initialization of arrays as include stdio.h main int marks of 5. The 5 elements are initialized within the curly braces. Int I for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Initialized marks are printing these marks. The expected output is this. Now we will see this program. Now we will execute this program. Hash include stdio.h main int marks of 5 is equal to, we in this statement we are declaring the array and initializing the array values in a single line. 45, 55, 50, 75, comma 60, semicolon. Int I semicolon for I is equal to 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus plus printf the initialized marks are percentage d backslash n comma marks of I. By using this printf statement we will print the marks. Now save this program. array4.c. Now compile the program. Compilation is successful. 0 errors. Run the program. Now we'll see the output. The initialized marks 45, 55 and 75. Last one is we initialize 0. We will check it. What happened? we initialized, but instead of typing comma, I type no. Alt F, save, run the program. Yes. Now see the output. The initialize marks 45, 55, 50, 75, 60. Now we will see some modifications. We will add CLR, SCR, semicolon, Alt F, save. Now run the program. We'll see. This is the output. We initialized 5 elements. These values are printed. Now we will initialize one more element, comma 90, comma 96. Now we will save the program, compile the program. One error, too many initializers. Warning, actually we are the array size is 5, but we initialized too many. We initialized 7 elements. That's why it is showing the error as too many initializers. Now this is the problem. So we will delete these 2 elements and we will delete one more 2 elements. Just we initialize 3 values. Now we will see. Save the program. Yes. Compile the program. 0 errors. We are not getting any errors. Run the program. Yes, program was successfully executed. We will see the output. Yes, as we discussed in this session, whenever the array size is big and the number of initialized elements are less than the array size, then it allocates initialized remaining values. Remaining elements are 0. We initialized only the 3 elements 45, 55 and 50. We forgot this 4th element and 5th element. The compiler automatically initializes that array remaining elements as 0. This is the case. If you entered excess elements, then it shows the error. Whenever you enters less than the size specified of the array, it assigns that it fills the remaining elements with 0. This is the great feature of the arrays. Close this compiler. Up to now, we learn the 2-dimensional arrays and the 3-dimensional arrays and their syntaxes with examples. How to initialize the arrays, how to access the array elements. Now we will see the questions on this topic. What is this dimensional array? What is 2-dimensional array? Elements have one subscript. Option B, elements have two subscripts. Option C. Elements have three subscripts. The question is, what is two-dimensional array? Two-dimensional array consists two subscripts. Remember, the two means two subscripts. One means one subscript. Three means three subscripts. Here the two-dimensional array consists two subscripts. The answer is option B. Elements have two subscripts. Is called the two-dimensional array. What is three-dimensional array? Option A. Elements have one subscript. Option B. Elements have two subscripts. Option C. Elements have three subscripts. Option C is the correct answer. Elements have three subscripts is called the three-dimensional array. In two-dimensional, what sizes are entered? Column sizes A. Option B. Row sizes. Option C. Rows and column sizes. In the two-dimensional array, two subscripts are there. The first subscript indicates the number of rows and second subscript indicates the number of columns of that array. The option 3, rows and columns, is correct answer. Next question. Which one is the general form of an array initialization? Option A. Data type, array name, size is equal to list of values. Option B. Data type, array name, size is equal to list of values. Option C. Data type, variable name is equal to list of values. Here, if you observe these three options, in the first option, the data type, array name, size is equal to list of values are written in between curly braces. The second option, the list of values are written in brackets, square brackets. The third option, the list of values, only one curly braces is there. We use the curly braces. The syntax is correct for the option A, data type, array name and size. The data type indicates what type of data you are going to store in that array, and array name, size of the array. The option A is the correct answer. Choose correct statement for initializing an array. Int A of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Int A of 5 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Int A of 5. The correct answer is A, because the array initialization will done, the values are wrote in between the curly braces. This is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. What is the output for the following problem? The problem is, the code is character array A of size 8. The array values are initialized KUMAR within the curly braces, printf percentage %c of a of 6. Here the array size is 8. The number of elements are assigned KUMAR 5, but here it's trying to print 6th element. Option A R, option B null character, option C garbage value. The correct answer is B. The string, the character array will store the last element as a null character. Next question. If the number of initialization is less than the number of elements in array, what are the remaining elements are? Zeros, ones, empty. The number of initializations is less than the number of elements in array. Then the remaining elements are assigned initialized as 0. Just now we saw the output in the compiler. We practice this program. Answer is 0. To assign a value from outside the array by using the which operator? Logical AND operator, assignment operator, or comma operator. Which operator is used? Assignment operator is used to assign the values to the array. The assigning values mentioned within or without parentheses, square brackets, or single quotes. Answer is parentheses. Dash matrix 0 of 5. Here where the element decrement is located. 0th row, 5th column, 1st row, 6th column, 1st column, 6th row. First row, 6th column. These are the frequently asked questions from these topics. Define two-dimensional array and represent the same with the help of the schematic diagram. Second, define three-dimensional array and represent the same with the help of schematic diagram. Third one, explain how array elements can be accessed with suitable example. Fourth question, explain how array initialization can be done. It's a general form of initialization with a suitable example program. These are the frequently asked questions from the topic. Okay, thank you.